Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
I'd like this material to be put in double space, draft form, fairly wide margins. We're going to use this material for study for the dining room captains and waiters and for cart demonstrations in the dining room. First, let's talk about the time-tested, ever-popular, famous Caesar salad. Every house has its own recipe and style, and the order of some, but not all, of the ingredients can be interchanged without changing the end result. Experimentation in different parts of the world will have usually arrived at a preparation which became the most suitable and pleasing for that particular clientele being served. Some general rules, do's and don'ts, offered here should be helpful to you. The salad plates must be chilled. The romaine must be chilled and dry. Do not heat the service plate. Certainly leave some greens in the bowl if necessary. The plate should be large enough so as not, the plate should be large enough so the leaves do not reach its outer extremities. The egg must be coddled, which means 1 minute in boiling water, longer if the water is not quite boiling. Do not make a dressing either too rich in oil or too sour in vinegar. The greens should be left moist, but afterwards the empty plate should have very little dressing on it that dropped from the leaves. Too much cheese will cause the greens to stick together, and the cheese taste may also be much too overpowering. Anchovies muddled into a paste and blended into the dressing has become the most popular method in the Northwest. Vinegar should be used sparingly. Some houses do not use it at all. Whenever using oil in a dressing, try to coat the leaves with it while they are still dry, since oil will not stick well to wet leaves. Many people cringe as the egg is broken over the leaves, so experience has dictated the more pleasant way is to blend the egg with all the ingredients, except the cheese and croutons. First, the coddled egg binds the ingredients of the dressing together and mellows the mixture, allowing for lesser amounts of the rich oil and acidic vinegar and lemon to be used. New paragraph. The original Caesar salad was supposed to have been created by an Italian restaurateur some years ago in Tijuana, Mexico. It became quite popularized by famous American tourists who went over the border from California. One account states that, quotation marks, essentially, a Caesar salad is this, parentheses, there are now many variations, end of parentheses, colon, romaine, tossed in a bright, parentheses, lively, end of parentheses, dressing, composed of mustard, lemon juice, Tabasco, and olive oil, semicolon, then sprinkled with Parmesan cheese, with drained anchovies, a quotation marks, coddled, end of quotation mark, egg and croutons added, period. The salad bowl should be rubbed with salt and a split clove of garlic. And I mentioned earlier that the Caesar salad varies widely in different restaurants. Here at Salishan, where large quantities of romaine must be prepared daily, cutting rather than breaking the leaves is more efficient. Romaine is cut into approximately 2-inch pieces and put into a fairly large wooden bowl, parentheses, chilled if possible, closed parentheses. End of sentence. New paragraph. The dressing is then made in another large bowl. The recipe for 2 persons would be as follows. Add to 4 fine-cut anchovy fillets, a few drops of Worcestershire sauce, a demi-tablespoon of dry English mustard, a pinch of MSG, salt and fresh ground pepper, and muddle together with 2 to 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. In the earlier years, Salishan Lodge used a dash of paprika for color. This ingredient provided an insignificant amount of flavoring, but seemed an unusual addition, so we did discontinue its use. Now add the juice of 1 lemon. Piercing the bulb with a fork, parentheses, using 2 half lemons, close parentheses, helps to squeeze it. Break a 1 minute in boiling water, parentheses, coddled, close parentheses, egg, into the dressing and blend with 4 or 5 tablespoons of garlic olive oil. Now, add the romaine to the bowl with the dressing in it. This allows the already seasoned bowl to give up its essence to the romaine with a thorough tossing. The salad should be tossed by running the wooden spoon and fork down the sides of the bowl and lifting the dressing and romaine in a scooping, tender fashion. One should not punch and beat on the greens. Parmesan cheese is then added, and a final touch of fresh ground pepper. By using the cheese topping as a background, one can visually see how much pepper is being added. Now, add about 3 or 4 tablespoons of croutons and toss again, but not too long, as the greens will become hot from the strong dressing and the croutons will become too soggy. Serve the salad on chilled plates, and again, do not overstack the portions. You may then want to add a final touch of Parmesan cheese and or fresh ground pepper here. Dash a touching conclusion to your romance with the Caesar salad.